You all told me to play an Asura, hundreds of you, which was concerning because the Asura are tiny, arrogant, power-hungry little gremlins who genuinely believe they are the smartest creatures in Tyria. And an alarming number of you also told me I sound exactly like one. So naturally, I created an Asura Necromancer and accidentally learned some uncomfortable things about myself. This is likely going to be my absolute last character creator video, unless a massive wave of you really desperately want to see me check out the Charr or Norn races. But those races are quite large, and I historically do not enjoy being a towering menace in my RPGs. Now, I know a ton of you consistently recommended the Charr to me, and while I do fundamentally believe that cats are the absolute greatest gift ever given to mankind, the Charr look very aggressive. Look, I'm 100% the type of person who is going to tragically die in a real-world attempt to pet a wild cougar. I accept that destiny. But I am fairly certain that the Charr would violently end anyone who attempted that level of feline affection. Quite frankly, they scare me. They are giant, heavily armored battle cats, and I'm a delicate flower. Now, the other half of you exuberantly suggested that I try the bunny race, the Asura. And let me tell you, the Asura are confident little pricks. Have you ever heard of a Napoleon complex? This tiny race absolutely oozes unearned confidence and a desire for total world domination. Pinky and the Brain could really up their world-conquering game if they just got in cahoots with their floppy-eared rodent cousins here in Tyria. I actually almost picked the Asura during my very first playthrough, but I was genuinely worried that they were some sort of rogue alien species or a lab experiment gone horribly awry. But it turns out they are just an ancient underground civilization that was unfortunately driven to the surface. Additionally, most of you who made this specific suggestion also insisted that I choose Necromancer as my profession. And yes, I just learned that in this game they are called professions, not classes. Look at me learning the local dialect. But here's the catch. I have quite literally never played a dark class in any video game in my entire life. I'm a pretty chirpy person. Polka dots are my favorite color. I wasn't entirely sure that the endless doom, gloom, and macabre manipulation of the dark arts was where I should be focusing my personal energy. But I am confident in this community. I trust the hive mind, and I am going to heed your recommendations. Plus, a terrifying number of you also explicitly told me that I actually sound like an Asura. So I guess I need to get in here, roll one up, and find out for myself just how arrogant I truly am. This is the longest I've ever spent inside a character creator screen in my entire life. I spent a truly embarrassing amount of time making her look like she was personally sorted into Slytherin. Which is fitting because she looks like she'd file a formal complaint if world domination wasn't progressing quickly enough. And for the record, I am a Slytherin, which I know might surprise some of you. So honestly, maybe this death-powered, deeply narcissistic little leveret is a much better match for my soul than any of us originally thought. Because, okay, y'all, she is so stinking cute. I gave her bangs, of course, obviously. How many of you actually picked up on the fact that my Sylvari character also had bangs? It's a total thing with me, okay? Bangs are quite literally commitment issues in haircut form. It is a lifestyle choice. But speeding things along, about 30 minutes later, I have officially constructed the cutest egomaniac ever to be built entirely from menu selections. I mean, look at her. She is not even going to need to speak a single line of dialogue. That sheer unadulterated sass is going to arrive a full 15 minutes before the rest of her body does. She is small, she is dangerous, she is absolutely going to rule this world. As I've learned, the lore selections in this game are wildly different. For the Asura, there was one I absolutely struggled with, deciding which prestigious Asuran college to call my alma mater. I was simply not prepared to be greeted by the higher education admissions office during a casual fantasy playthrough. I have a very strong sneaking suspicion that this selection is incredibly important for my character's future. And knowing my luck, I've likely chosen the local online community college instead of the elite Ivy League option. In fact, so many of these backstory choices were genuinely difficult for me. Let me know in the comments, has anyone out there actually completely deleted and recreated their character just because they didn't like their fictional backstory? Please tell me I'm not alone here. And next, I made a bold choice. I decided right then and there that I was fully committed to securing a coveted single-word name. Now, the internet explicitly told me that the Asura typically possess very short names that sound inherently quirky or sound like the sound of a failed experiment, and I think I can absolutely work with that. So exactly 3 failed attempts later, the database cleared it. And here I am, standing before you looking so stinking cute with my impulsive high-maintenance bangs, my ambitious Slytherin green attire, and my brilliantly eccentric one-word name. I am officially ready to absolutely rule this tutorial zone like the delightfully overconfident, insolent little vermin that I am. Now, of the 3 distinct starting areas that I have tried so far, I can confidently say I liked this one the most. I mean, first of all, I love how incredibly bouncy my character is. Good grief, I could just honestly gobble her up. In fact, I spent a truly embarrassing amount of time just standing there admiring myself on the monitor, which in absolute fairness seems like something a deeply narcissistic Asura would naturally do anyway. So you know what? We'll just say I was getting into character. Now, I actually stopped recording for a bit while I casually played through some of the zone, but I frantically hit the record button again when I stumbled upon what looked like a high fantasy Rock'em Sock'em Robots show. At first, I genuinely thought it was a cute little scripted performance for my personal viewing entertainment, but then I saw it. The Orange Shield. Now please, take a collective moment right now to give yourselves a well-deserved pat on the back. Grab a tissue, dry your eyes, because there is about to be a few hundred incredibly proud mentors in my comments section. Your favorite idiot YouTube creator saw that glorious orange icon and, albeit rather slowly, successfully figured out that this wasn't a show at all. It was a dynamic public event. I immediately put down my imaginary popcorn and went straight to work. I did it! And right then and there, a monster was officially created. I instantly became a dog on high alert. The very second a new orange event notification flashed on my screen, I was in full primal fetch mode. Where is it? Who do I bark at? Let's go. That is an incredibly potent, fast-acting digital drug, and I could feel the dark signs of a lifelong addiction quickly forming in my soul. A massive number of you explicitly warned me about this exact addiction in my previous videos, but here I am, completely unraveling, desperately looking for my next event fix. Honestly, if I didn't have to stop and edit this video, I'd probably still be standing in that starting zone chasing orange shields like a lab rat hammering a dopamine button. Which, now that I think about it, is probably the most Asura thing I've done all week. This is going to be a massive problem for my productivity. Until next time, keep exploring. I'll see you in the next world. Alright, is it Asura or Asura? Alright, Google, help me out. In Guild Wars 2, this race is officially pronounced Asura. Asura. Like about. Well, that's not Asura. Asura? Asura. Asura rhymes with pure. Okay. Asura. 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 I'm going to mispronounce Asura.